Hey guys, Greg here. Let's solve rotting oranges, Leetcode number 994. So we're given an m by n grid where each cell in the grid can have one of three values. So it's either a 0, which represents an empty cell, so nothing interesting, or it is a 1, which represents a fresh orange, or it is 2, representing a rotten orange. So every minute, any fresh orange that's 4 directionally adjacent to a rotten orange, that also becomes rotten. And we need to return the minimum number of minutes that must elapse until no cell has a fresh orange. And if that's impossible, you can return -1. Okay, lots to unpack here, so let's take a look. So we start at minute 0 with this rotten orange, and by minute 1, so the next iteration of this, you can see the rotten orange affects both of these adjacent ones. Not the diagonal one, just the vertical and horizontal ones. So by minute 1, these 3 are rotten. By minute 2, these 2 new rotten oranges that we got are going to infect what's beside them, and so these 2 are also now rotten. Now this guy is connected to this one, so by minute 3 we infect him, and then by minute 4 we go over and infect the last one. And at that point all of the oranges are rotten, and so that's what you'd want to return is 4, which is the number of minutes that must elapse until no cell has a fresh orange. And it was possible. It's a little hard to see without an example, but in this one it turns out that it's actually impossible to infect the orange in the bottom left corner. That one, no matter what happens after any amount of time, it's not going to get infected, it will stay fresh, and so that's a case where you return -1. And there's also a case where you'd return 0. In this case here, you have nothing beside a rotten orange, and so there are no fresh oranges at minute 0, and so the answer is just 0. Now, in addition to counting up the number of minutes, which I'll just call m, setting that to be 0, this starts at minute 0, we'd also want to know the number of fresh oranges. So I'll call that just num fresh here. And that also starts at 0 because we just don't know what it is yet. So the first thing you would do is kind of iterate through this grid. And whenever we see a 1, remember these are all actually 1 values. Whenever we see a 1 on a position ij, we're just going to increment this num fresh here. So after we iterate through the whole board here, you would count up that we have a total of 6 fresh oranges. Now, firstly, after we do this iteration here, you could check if you have no fresh oranges. So if this is just 0, there's no fresh oranges to infect, and so you're basically done. And so you could immediately return that minutes is 0 in that case. But since it's 6, we're going to have to do some more stuff here. Now, with these problems, you would probably either do a breadth first search, a BFS, or a depth first search, a DFS. But basically, by definition, this is a breadth first search style problem, because if you start your search right here, well then after 1 minute, you'd want to have infected all of the neighbors of the rotten oranges, which is just going to be this one and this one, aka this guy's neighbors. So we're prioritizing this guy's neighbors. We would use a queue, and I'm going to put that over here. And so when you first iterate through the grid, when you kind of calculate the number of fresh oranges here, we'd also want to put onto the queue all of the positions that correspond to rotten oranges. And in this case, it's just going to be the first one, which is marking at 0, 0. Maybe you actually had multiple rotten oranges here. You would put multiple positions on the queue, but it's just going to be this one. Okay, so after that initial kind of iteration there, we have stuff in the queue. And we'd want to do a BFS while we have stuff in the queue, because those are basically new rotten orange positions that we have here. So to do one round of BFS, that'll make sense very shortly, just give this a few minutes, we would actually calculate, I'll just call it size, is the length of the queue right now. That says how many rotten oranges we currently have in the queue. So we have one of these. We're going to pop this many things off of the queue. That's what's going to make one round. So we take this thing off of the queue. We say, okay, we're looking at the position 0, 0. And so that's this position right here. Do we have any fresh oranges beside this? Yes, we do. We have a fresh orange here and we have a fresh orange here. That is exactly what we'll do. For any fresh orange that's beside it, we are going to mark it and call it a rotten orange. So that is now effectively rotten. This one is rotten as well. And also when you do that, if you mark a new rotten orange, well then we need to put that in the queue. And so if we did this one first here, it doesn't really matter if you do this one or this one first, but let's say we do this one first. Well, that's going to put into the queue that the position, the row index of 0, column index of 1. Okay, so that is now marking that we have another rotten orange to deal with. So when we also mark this as a rotten orange. And so to make this a proper queue, well, we are going to append. So we are going to append to the right. This position right here is going to be row index 1 and then column 0. We append to the right, but we're going to pop from the left. We're going to pop from the left, which forces us to make this as a queue. And when we put anything into the queue, we know that we actually took a fresh orange and made it rotten. So we'd want to decrement this. So when we did the first one, that would bring it down to 5. And then when we did the second one there, that's going to bring it down to 4. So we would increment the count. We'd say, okay, we did a round of BFS and it is now minute 1. Okay, so we need to do another round of BFS. And by round, I mean process all of the things that we had in the queue at the beginning of the round. Of course, we're going to start to put things in this queue, but right now we have 2 things in the queue. So we want to do one round, which is basically pop these ones, or essentially these positions from the queue. That's going to allow us to do this in different rounds to count the different minutes. Okay, so we have a size of 2. We're going to pop 2 things from the queue. The first one will be this 0, 1 position right there. We take the thing from the left because we're making it a queue. 0, 1, we're going to deal with this position right now. So any fresh orange connected to it will be rotten. This one will be rotten, bringing the count down to 3 fresh oranges. And when we do that, we put that position on the queue. That'll be row 0 and index 2. So 0, 2. And this guy is also connected to this one. So that's going to bring the fresh oranges down to 2, and we're going to put that position on the queue. And so that position would be 1, 1. And that's everything that we can do with this position. Okay, so we're done with this. We needed to pop 2 things in this round. So we are going to pop this one now. We're looking at position 1, 0. This is going to be the end of this round. And this guy is pretty simple here. Because this one already got infected in the previous round, he really has nothing to do here. So we're just going to kind of cross him off, and that round of BFS is done. When a round of BFS is done, we would increment the minute, and so this is the state after 2 minutes. Okay, another round of BFS. We have 2 positions on the queue because we received this new one and this new rotten orange. So the first thing we pop off is the 0, 2. That is going to be this position right here. As you can see, that one didn't really do much, and so that's just going to cross off immediately. And then we also have the 1, 1 position. So we take that one off, and that is going to be representing this position. As you can see, that is connected to this one. So we would mark that as rotten. That is going to bring the count down to 1. We should also put this position in the queue. So that is going to be the position of 2, 1. And we would also increment our minutes to 3. So now we're at the 3rd minute. Okay, so one last round here. We see the size of the queue has 1 thing, and we can see that we have this position to mark. So we mark that. That would basically pop this position off, and then we'd immediately queue on this position, 2, 2. We would decrement our count. So now we have 0 fresh oranges. That's awesome. That means it was possible. And that's the end of that round because we had just this position here. We needed to run it once. We did that, and this would go up to minute number 4. So basically what would happen here is you would have this last position here, and then you would want to pop that off. So we pop that off. It doesn't really find any fresh oranges here because, there is none. And so the queue is empty at this round. At this point, you could then return that answer, which would be m is equal to 4. And you know that you actually can return the number of minutes because your number of fresh oranges got to 0. If this was actually bigger than 0, say that this actually was stuck at 1, well, that could be the case if you had a grid that looked like this. If you had like a fresh orange hiding in the corner over here, nothing would have hit that. It would have just been hiding here. In that case, you'd actually want to return -1 because it was impossible to infect all the oranges. But since in this case we did infect all the oranges, it got down to 0, then you would return your count, which is 4. Now, if we were to actually implement this, you would actually get just an off by 1 error because technically on the very last round here for this guy here, well, we did do another round of BFS, just nothing happened on that, and therefore that round shouldn't really have happened. So technically what our code would give if we were to implement this exactly is an off by 1 error where you'd actually get 5 instead of 4. The correct answer should be 4. If you instead initialize minutes to be -1 and then you do your counts, well, that's going to get you your final answer of 4. It kind of accounts for that case where you do nothing at the very end. But we'll deal with that in the code, and let's do that now. So first of all, you are going to need to do a BFS, which means a queue. And so we'll do from collections, we'll will import dq. That's how to use a queue or double-ended queue in Python. Now, just to get some constants here, we know 0 is empty, 1 is fresh, and 2 is rotten. So let's break out the caps lock here. Empty, fresh, and rotten, those are going to be equal to 0, 1, and 2. That's just sets empty to 0, fresh 1, and rotten to 2. Okay, we'd also want to get m as the number of rows and n as the number of columns. I write that as just m and n is equal to the length of the grid, and n is the length of the grid at 0, so the length of one of these rows right here. We'd want to keep track of how many fresh oranges we have, so we'll assume we have 0 for now, and we'll count those up. And we also need an empty queue, so q is equal to a dq. That way, when we go to see the initial rotten oranges, we would put those on the queue. Okay, so let's traverse the grid for I in the range of m and for j in the range of n. That's all valid ij positions. If the grid at ij is a rotten orange, so if it's rotten, then we want to put it on the queue. So we do q.append, that puts it on the right. So q.append the tuple of ij. Otherwise, if it's a fresh orange, so if grid at ij is equal to fresh, then we just want to know that we had an orange here. So we want num fresh goes up by 1. And if it's an empty cell, we really don't have any business there. We can just ignore those. So after this loop here, we would have put any rotten oranges on the queue, and we'll see how many fresh oranges we have. So firstly, if the number of fresh oranges is 0, if we have no fresh oranges, well, then our job's already done. So it takes 0 minutes to do that. Otherwise, as we saw, we'd actually want to count the number of minutes and start it at -1. That -1 kind of accounts for that final iteration where nothing happens. Okay, we'd want to run this iteration while we have a queue. So that basically says as long as there's something in the queue, we want this to run. Now we need to organize this into a sequence of rounds. So we need to organize it by each minute something happens. And to do that, well, you would need to pop off that many nodes that you have currently on the queue right now. So say, for example, we were doing this example, you'd have just one rotten orange position on the queue. So we could get the length of the queue with queue size is equal to the length of the queue. You know the length of the queue is dynamic. That thing's going to grow and shrink, except right now, this is a number. And so if it's 1, well, then we're just going to make the round process by doing one rotten orange position. By minute 1 here, you would have these 2 new rotten orange positions. You'd want to pop 2 things off the queue to do that minute. A minute passes, so number of minutes is going to go up by 1 after we've done a round. So for underscore, that just means ignore the index. For underscore in the range of the queue size. So we're going to pop off this many nodes off the queue. That way that after this entire loop is done, that way we've actually done a minute. So now we can start popping. So we'll get I and j is equal to the queue.pop. That's going to do a DFS. You want to pop left. So that takes it off of the left to make it a queue. And then we want to see if there's any fresh oranges beside us. So beside us, well, that means for each R and C I'm just going to copy and paste this. R and C are going to take upon these values. So at first, it's going to be this pair. So R would just be I, and C would just be j plus 1. This first position would make R and C 1 to the right of ij. When it does the second iteration, it's going to make it 1 down. This would be 1 to the left, and this would be 1 up. So we do all of those 4 positions there. We know this position is beside it somewhere, but it might have been out of bounds. We only care about valid positions in the board that are particularly fresh oranges. So we can write that with this condition, again, kind of irritating to type. As long as R is at least 0 and less than the number of rows, and as long as C is at least 0 and less than the number of columns, these 2 conditions combined just say, is it a valid position in the grid? If it is, then if this position is a fresh orange, okay, we found something of interest. If we found a fresh orange here, well, we are going to mark it as rotten. So we'll mark grid at R at C equal to rotten. If we did that, well, we had a fresh orange and just made it rotten. So number of fresh oranges is going to go down by 1. And we also need to append this onto the queue. So we'll queue.append the position of R and C. That way we're giving it a new position of a rotten orange so that in the next round, it can contribute to the next round of rotting. So the difficult part here is done. While we have a queue, so while there's something in the queue, well, we need to see how many nodes we want to pop off of it, because that's what defines that minute. And so we used a minute, that's going to go up. We do that round. For every single new rotten orange position in that round, we want to get its position, and we want to see all adjacent positions. If we see any valid board position where they're connected to a fresh orange, then we'd mark it as rotten. We have one less fresh orange than we used to, and put that position on the queue so that in the next round, it can contribute to that round of the rotting. So this loop is done if the number of fresh oranges is 0. So if we rotted everything now, well, then we just want the answer, which is going to be num minutes. But we might have had the case where we actually couldn't rot everything. And so if that is the case, so otherwise, well, we just return -1, because that's what it says in the problem here. We need to return the number of minutes that must elapse until no cell has a fresh orange. If that's impossible, you just return -1. So that would be that case right there. Okay, so there you go, 34 lines, pretty great stuff. And let's talk about the time and space complexity of this solution. So essentially, we're doing a BFS in this grid here. And so we're iterating through the grid. And so that's at least a big O of m times n. But then we're also doing a kind of separate BFS through it. But our BFS is actually not any worse than this, because essentially we'll just kind of spread this thickness here and see the grid one more time through the BFS. And so that's just going to be like a 2 times m times n, and so that's still m times n. And the space complexity of this, because we're using a queue, we're putting positions on the queue, that is going to put at most m times n positions on the queue as well. Essentially, it could put a lot of things on the queue. All right, I hope this was helpful, guys. Drop a like if it was, and have a great day. Bye-bye.